the big, huge news is that my wife and I are in the process of making a human being from scratch. Boom. Mic drop. Yeah, so probably not as exciting for you folks, but definitely is for me. I'm going to be a dad. And hopefully if everything continues going as well as it has been. And my wife's pregnant. She's currently in her second trimester, 18 months pregnant. 18 weeks, going on 18 weeks. And it's actually one of the things that I mentioned in the debut 2018 episode of the podcast that had a couple things brewing this year, a few good big things and announcements. That's definitely the biggest, and I'll definitely be sharing more of the process with you guys as time goes on. It's definitely nerve-wracking, exciting. It was something that we both wanted and planned and were trying for, and it happened. We didn't have to go through too much for it to happen. I've heard horror stories of friends of mine that have gone through years of having to try, and thankfully that wasn't our experience. And I've seen the other side of it of, oh shit, I'm pregnant, or we're pregnant, and we definitely didn't plan it, type of thing. And I think either which way, it has its way. Things have their way of working themselves out, and it's ultimately a blessing, and for us, something that we're really thankful for. I know for me personally, I've always loved, obviously, and valued my parents, and thinking that the sacrifices that they've made in their lives and everything that they've done to provide for myself and my brother are things that as a kid, as a child, you can never really repay. And I've always felt, I've obviously haven't had the experience of it yet, but I've always felt that the closest thing to paying them back is paying it forward by extending that same selflessness and love and care to your own child or children in the future. And I definitely plan to. I definitely hope to be a great dad, and I have no idea how it's going to feel. It's still surreal for us, for me and my wife. Just recently, within the last few days that we've actually started telling people about it. It's been sinking in more as oh shit, we're gonna be parents. But before that, for the past 4 months or so, it still hasn't hit us. And I know it'll probably hit us more and more until the day comes. And I just have no idea how it's gonna feel. Everybody, from my brother to my father to friends of mine to coworkers that have children, I get different versions of the same thing, which is that it's an indescribable feeling, and that you feel it once you hold the baby in your hand for the first time, that's when it really hits you. So I'm definitely looking forward to that indescribable moment. Besides that, and I'll leave you guys with this thought, President Obama was the first guest of David Letterman's for this new Netflix show that Letterman has, and he was speaking about his daughters and the eldest, Malia, I believe, going to college for the first time and going over there and having to drop her off, and he gave a whole story about that. And he described having children from the best way that he said he has heard it described, that resonated with him. And as soon as he said it, it's definitely something that resonated with me. The kind of helped me frame how I think it will be, which was that he said, having children is like having your heart, but outside of your body. And I took that to mean that it's like a piece of you, and it's what keeps you going. What you do for it. It's an emotional connection. And I don't know, that analogy sounds like it'll hold true. Time will tell. But I thought that was pretty cool. That's all I got for you guys.